Christmas has come early to Oz Armour. Beau is back from paternity leave and is back on the tools. You might remember from a few months ago, we disassembled the differential housing for our StuG III. Now, we were hoping that a lot of the components would be usable, but unfortunately, they were just too badly damaged and corroded. But we have just received a very special delivery from our good friends at Panzer Farm in Poland. And now we're going to have a crack at reassembling the diff housing. Hi, I'm Kurt from Oz Armour, and welcome to Workshop Wednesday.
So this is the diff housing for inside our StuG III. Bit of a nightmare of a job trying to pull everything apart just because of how seized and rusted everything was. I remember opening it and it was just caked full of mud and I don't even know what else was in there.
Is it grease?
Yeah, like solidified grease, all sorts of stuff. 70 plus years worth of rubbish in there. Sandblasted it, got the inside looking really nice. And then what we've done is cleaned it all up, sprayed it with lanolin so it can't corrode inside. And they've just put a red oxide on the outside. I've just taped it up for now just to stop anything getting in. Basically the gears were unusable because of the corrosion in the pin. It just made them too weak to use. So if we use gears like that, possibly what could happen is the teeth cracking off, that sort of thing. And then once the tooth cracks off a gear, the last thing you want is for that tooth to be going in amongst all the other gears. It would just smash everything to pieces.
What did we end up doing instead?
I made all gears by hand. Luckily for us, the guys in Poland at Panzer Farm were able to make us a full set of gears for inside our diff housing. That's just arrived and we're going to unbox that and hopefully assemble this back to how it would have been.
We always try to use as many original pieces as we can, but because this vehicle will be restored to running condition, the moving parts have to be as close to perfect condition as possible. And so a lot of time is spent waiting for components like this to be made and shipped here from abroad.
Oh.
I wonder if bloody security had to check it.
Oh man. So are we going to unwrap everything?
Yeah, we're going to have to eventually, so.
Might as well do it now.
Yeah. So this is what the guys in Poland have made. Instead of having the needle roller bearings in the swing arms were just extremely expensive, too hard to find. We had to source them in two halves as well. Yeah, one half was from South Korea and the other half was from the UK, and then buy the needle rollers separately and then assemble them, pack them with grease. So this is a nylon bush. It's got a steel inner. Okay, so that can come apart. So basically...
Oh, that's so much simpler.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this will press onto the shaft. And that just rotates on the steel. And it's got a grease groove in it. For the amount of use that this vehicle is going to see, this here should be plenty.
What's that for?
I don't know. Just put it in here. No, I'm not sure. Once I look back through the video again, I'll know where that's supposed to go.
Yep.
Bolts and nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts.
In a Chinese container. I didn't realise we're getting bearings.
That's good.
Yeah, like it. Oh wow, big deal, yeah. Yeah, so one of the ones that runs up the top here.
Yeah, I remember that one.
With the angle cut gears on it. Yep. Put it up on the bench and start opening it, or?
Yeah, sounds good.
There is something very satisfying and exciting about the sound of that crunchy wrapping paper and plastic. The anticipation of what we will find when we get unwrapping is palpable.
planetary and then the sun goes around it?
Sun's in the centre normally.
Center.
Just like
Oh, this is the sun gear here, this one.
Yeah.
That's the one that drives them.
Yeah. As long as you've got oil on them.
Yep.
That is glorious.
What's that? That's a shark.
This goes inside the planetary.
I think you'll agree that these items are works of art. Panzerfarm is an incredible organisation. Not only do they have a military museum and restore armoured vehicles of their own, but they have also been creating high-quality machined mechanical parts for World War II vehicles. It's run by the Kaczynski brothers, who we've known for quite a while now, and we would like to give a big shout out to them. Dzięki chłopaki. Incredible work. Dzięki chłopaki.
I wonder if that went in there.
This looks familiar.
Yeah, so this is the transmission one. We never saw what was on the other side,
So that's what it is.
so we know that it was not held in with anything else. It was just stuck on there big time. Half the trouble was we couldn't actually get to this to heat it, to try and free it. There was no real way of trying to relieve the pressure on that spline there without cutting it apart, unfortunately. So this one would mesh up inside that one, like that.
Wow.
And your engine turns through your tail shaft, which goes into the back of your transmission turns, and then that turns everything inside your diff. Turns everything inside the diff housing,
Yeah.
which then turns your sprocket.
That is stunning.
Nice, eh?
Wow.
Yeah. The ones that we had, they had like a tide mark on them where water had been sitting on them. So the gears at a certain point were just completely unusable, because if they were sealed properly, everything probably would have still been fine inside. What do you reckon? Salami?
Polish sausage.
Looks like a baguette, doesn't it?
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that is awesome. Oh man, I can't even remember what went where, but this might be something for here. It dropped in there and then locked onto that. Possibly. I think that's what that might be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then the flat spot stops it turning on that. That's just a guess for now. But I made that look pretty good, so we'll just go with that.
Another breadcrumb, spline,
That's it.
flange.
Another one of those. Yeah, so it runs right to the sun gear. Bearings. Yes,
Bearings.
feels good. Another one. If you keep the seals good and you keep everything greased up or oiled up, yeah, your bearings should always look like that.
Caveman brain like shiny StuG III differential gears. The next day, Beau and his older brother Ryan decided to test fit everything.
Tools to use, eh?
Yeah. Shift the time.
At least I didn't drop at that time. Can you see the movement?
Yes. Oh my god. That was a plus.
This is the original differential housing to this vehicle, but as you may remember, it was completely blown to smithereens by the crew in 1945. The way the explosion ripped through the vehicle may have slightly distorted the housing, so before we put it together properly, we have to make sure that everything fits perfectly. It's hard to believe that this is the same piece we pulled apart all that time ago. One of the handy things about these videos is that they can be very useful guides when reassembling disassembled pieces.
Still good. Yeah. And then that comes out at the end of that gear.
These two gears are the same part, but they look a bit different. Our new ones are made to match, however, and will mesh together perfectly.
So one side has got two circlets on the side of the bearing.
Yeah. No. What's that? They hit the housing. Yeah.
Keep going.
It's moving easy, eh? Yeah, I don't know. How far of the edge are you on that side? This gear goes in that bearing.
Which one?
This one.
Great.
Now Ryan's got to hit that bearing back out so he can put the gear in. Yep.
It is a bit easy to get carried away sometimes.
There's nothing that needed to go in between that.
I don't know, was there?
I don't know.
It's okay, there wasn't. Ryan is using a brass drift to hit the bearing in. The brass is softer than the steel bearing outer, so it won't damage anything.
Top's got to go in way more. And then you fold one back our way. Yep.
Just look for one. This one here.
That's it. Pretty good.
Next.
Next thing.
The assembly is packed in from one side and held hard against these circlips. The sizes weren't available in our town, so these had to be ordered in as well.
A little bit more. Yep. Is that right there? There's better. The packet? Yeah, it's one by itself. Oh, yeah. And it looks the same as the other side.
Yeah.
So what's this one, Beau?
So this is, what would you call it, Ryan? The outer of the planetary housing.
Okay.
All the little gears spin around in here. And the sun gear goes in through the center. And then it attaches to the support brake, to the brake drum on the outside.
Happy?
Yeah. Now what's this for? Because
there something in the shaft?
It's just some sort of a spacer, collar thingy. Not exactly sure what it is. It's some weird shaped thing. That goes on first, anyway, I assume. And then we've got this little spacer here. It's got a notch for in the keyway to stop it turning.
And that's the original one. That's not one we've had made. Hey,
That's right. Yeah. So this kit didn't actually come with one.
And the original one fits perfectly over that.
Yeah, that's how it went. Yeah.
Pretty good job.
Yep.
Do we need this cardboard?
Nah, not anymore. I don't think.
Oh no, that's the other side.
That had half the bearing inner and so on.
Yep, moving. Yep, okay, keep going. Yep. Yep.
Is that actually called Star Wars?
Yeah, you can call it a Star Wars.
Isn't that going on or no?
No, why? It's yours?
No.
Wait, stop. Here. Bro, what'd you do? You should have left your hand there, I could have hit your hand.
We didn't quite manage to get it all in this day, but this morning the boys pulled out all the stops for us to get most of it together in time for your weekly tank restoration fix.
Actually, let me get the seat started.
Back to the music. That's it.
I like this thing. Slip through this way, just like how you got it. There you go. On the left and the right, these gears. This one went in way further than that side.
Did it?
So it's going to go in more. This one's got a bearing inner on it. It can only go one way.
Yeah, well done. Do you want to pivot?
I need to rotate it or something. We can rotate it. Good job, Ryan. Now,
What's the bearing?
that's the bearing.
That's it. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Let me hold this bit. Yeah.
Put those rods through.
It may not look it, but this part suffered badly in the explosion, and we suspect that it may affect the operation of the bearings as it is twisted slightly. But this is the reason why we test fit. It will take a little bit of wrangling to get the original housing to line up properly, and some of the nuts on the internal shaft will need to be adjusted so that the transmission input gear lines up perfectly. But it's nothing the boys can't handle.
Nice and round for you to hold on to.
Feels alright. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we all free and nice, and that's it.
That would go over there like that.
And then
That will house the bearing. And then that's the
And there's another piece
You
that
know.
goes on here. It has a seal in it.
And then the seal will run on this bit here, so this section here, and the bearing will run on here.
Yep. And then there's a brake drum, brake shoes there.
We have some amazing content planned for you on all of our current projects. But don't worry, when they're finished, we're going to have even more restorations planned that we can't wait to share with you. That's all we have time for today. Join us next Wednesday for your weekly tank restoration fix. So until then, I'm Kurt from Armour, and I'll see you on the next one.